Ciao studenti, come state? Today we're going to talk about immersion and how you can do Italian immersion for free, of course, right here on YouTube using a free tool that you may not have heard of, and that's why I'm here to show you how cool this is. You'll be shocked at how amazing this tool is and how you can take your Italian to the next level just putting in the effort that it takes to learn a language. This is not going to be an exhaustive tutorial on how to install the extension and all those things. If you need help, there's plenty of help on YouTube. I want to show you how this extension, this Chrome extension, can allow you to use YouTube and also Netflix, but today we're going to focus on YouTube to watch the same videos that you are already watching, but turn them into a gold mine of knowledge for your Italian language or any other language you're learning, to be honest. There's a number of extensions that kind of do the same thing. I've tried a few, and the one that I seem to like the most is the one that I'm going to present to you today. But if you have any issues with this free one, you can find another one that does similar things. The one that I'm using today is called Language Reactor, and this is how it works. So as you can see, it must be a new tool because it's available for Chrome, but not for Firefox and Edge yet. All you need to do is install it as you install any Chrome extension, activate it, and then when you go to YouTube, you will be able to use it. Now, what content should you use this extension for? Well, it's very specific. You need to find a channel where the speaker speaks very clear Italian. You are guaranteed to not find dialects. And you also need that channel to have accurate Italian subtitles and maybe translation. That's not essential, but I have the best channel that I could possibly find on YouTube. It's called Italy Made Easy. Yes, it's our channel. I'm a little biased. And today I'm going to show you how you can use this tool to improve your Italian. So I just went to one of our many videos in Italian. Any video that we produce in Italian has accurate man-made or woman-made subtitles, depends on who's working on that day. But let me show you the difference between watching a video without the extension and watching it with the extension. So this is a video. This actually was a live stream, so there's also a chat of people chit-chatting before we start the show. And normally you would just, I'm going to mute it just to avoid feedback and things like that, but there is sound and it's in Italian. So as you can see, we have given you subtitles, and in case you don't see them, that's the basic of YouTube. You will go to the cogwheel there, select subtitles, and you will see that we have Italian auto-generated. Don't pick those because that's YouTube doing it. That's why you should watch Italy Made Easy, because we actually create them manually. And then even the translation, that seems to be official and not auto-translate. I don't know if that's, it doesn't matter. What you want is the Italian. You want really good, as accurate as possible transcription. It may not be always perfect, but it's very close. But this is not different from your usual experience. So of course you can watch the video and you can read subtitles, you can watch with and without, all the things that you normally do when you want to use a video as a language learning tool. But let's turn on the extension. So actually it's already activated, and as you can see, what it adds is this little thing here. You might miss it, and all we do is click on it to activate it. But before I show you how we can use it, I want to show you the settings, because there's so many, and that is why I like it, because it really gives you so much flexibility. How do you get to the settings? You click on the little cogwheel that belongs to the Language Reactor extension. And here we see a bunch of options. Now, I have not created an account. You can still use it without creating an account. But, of course, if you create an account, then it's a lot easier because you can save things. But for now, just anonymous usage. If you're going to use this extension for Italy Made Easy and you're going to watch our videos in Italian, you can force original tracks that will basically trigger the Italian language and also the Italian subtitles. But you can still be specific and say, I want to see the subtitles. These are the ones that I showed you earlier from YouTube. Which ones do you want? You want Italian without the auto-generated, because that's the official one that we invested time and money to give it to you. When you look at the translation, you see that there's all sorts of languages. Now, these ones would be automatically translated by the extension, But for Italian, of course, we're not going to go from Italian to Italian, but you see how it says human captions? That is because these are the ones that we added to the channel, and so is the case for English. And so we're going to pick English human captions. If that's not available for some videos or other channels, just choose, whatever your native language is, let's say English, and leave it to that. This one is important. I really want you to do this. Hide subtitles, and I'm going to ask you to hide the translation. You will see how cool this is. Now, in terms of your vocabulary, this one, it's a little, you gotta play with it, but it's a very cool feature, and I would recommend you set it around level 2. Level 2, that means that it assumes that you have good knowledge of 800 words. Now, reality is that you probably know a lot more if you're watching our videos in Italian, but I like what it does when you set the level lower rather than higher. So, again, play with it, but for now, I'm going to set it to level 2. And then I'm going to keep everything else as you see. You can copy my settings, so just play around with them, and that's the best thing you can do, obviously. And then you can change the font, the color, and all those other things. There's some shortcuts. I'm going to keep it very basic for us today, just to show you how cool this extension is. This is the same video that we were watching before, but as you can see, the chat has been pushed down, and now we have this new window here that is the window that it's added by Language Reactor. You see subtitles, words, and saved. Of course, you have to log in for that. What do you see that is different? Well, the subtitles are different. They are not the same as YouTube, the way YouTube shows them. Se funziona la ruota, you see how something is blurred underneath? That is the English translation, because we don't want you to rely on the translation for you to make sense of what is being said. It's an exercise in comprehension, so you have to do your best. But here's how when it gets really cool. If you go over any of the words, it will tell you the meaning. But did you hear that? You can even click and actually see a dictionary entry with examples often taken from the video that you're watching. Did you notice how the video stopped? And it wasn't me. I enabled this option here, and I really like this option. Maybe the first time you watch the video, the idea for immersion is that you watch the video many, many times, but the first time you can work with this method. It shows me one section of the video that matches one subtitle, one length of a subtitle. So, se la ruota funziona. Let's say I didn't quite understand it. I can mouse over, and it shows me what the meaning is in English. So now I'm going to go ahead, no hands. And voila, it stopped it. As you can see, the words anzi, mouse, and fili are in a different color. And that is because of the level that we said that we were at. If I mouse over these words, you will see that funziona is a verb, works, operates, runs, and it says 1,000. That means it's in the first 1,000 words that you're likely to have learned or to know in Italian. These ones that are highlighted, they are basically what the software considers to be new words for you. Chances are they might not be, but it's doing its best to guess which words you could be learning. I decided to log in just to show you how much more stuff you can do. So let's go ahead with the next subtitle. So again, no hands. All right, ho la tastiera senza fili che non funziona. So now you can see that there are some words that are purple and one is yellow. Why is that? Well, because while I was testing, I saved that word. So let me show you how this works. If I click on a word,
funziona,
you will see that it opens up the dictionary entry with the examples taken from this video. So how relevant is that? And you can save these words with a color. So I saved funziona with yellow because I decided just randomly that yellow are my verbs. And so I saved funziona with yellow. Now, tastiera, I don't know what it is. So I can mouse over and it just shows me. You can do this very quickly. Senza, out of, doesn't make quite sense. Let's have a look.
Senza.
Without. That's a better translation. So sometimes the mousing over is not enough, but maybe enough to give you an idea. Or you can just look at the entire thing.
Anzi no, se funziona il mouse, perché ho il mouse senza fili che non funzionano. Ho la tastiera senza fili che non funziona.
Are you seeing the power of this? I can work within the dictionary and hear what Manu said again and work on it. So let's say tastiera is a word and I want to,
Tastiera.
And I want to save it, and I'm going to save it as green. And senza, I want to learn
Senza.
I want to learn sense as well, and that's like a grammar word, and I'm going to save it as blue. So what happens to all of these words? Let's go to the next subtitle. So it stopped. I'm going to press bar to get to the next subtitle. And I wish we had saved philo in a previous. Let's see, I don't know if this works, but so fili is a word that we hadn't saved. I'm going to save it now.
Fili.
And being a noun, I'm going to go with green. And now let's move on to a subtitle in the future where this word comes up. As you can see, now the word philo is a word that I have already learned in theory, and so Language Reactor is telling me, you know this word because it's green, you saved it. And I can still mouse over and check what the meaning is. But let's look at the words, and if I go to saved words, it will show me all the words that I've saved from this video, but it will carry over for more videos. And so as you watch more and more videos from Italy Made Easy, you expand your vocabulary and you get good at understanding spoken Italian. Now, I can just see green words. So these are the nouns that I saved. And then I had a yellow word, which was a verb. I can still play the subtitle. It doesn't matter where I am. I could be 1 hour ahead from this point, and I would still be able to play the subtitle.
Anzi no, se funziona il mouse, perché ho il mouse senza fili che non funzionano.
Well, what I meant, you can play the segment from that. Now, as you can see, you can save an entire sentence, an entire phrase, and then it would show here in phrases. Let's do that. But I don't want to save this one. We've done this one a few times already. Ok, il Bluetooth è un incubo. È un incubo, un sogno brutto. I think there's a mistake there. È un incubo, un sogno brutto. So, of course, Bluetooth, I'm not going to worry with that word. It's the same. Now, incubo. So this could be a word that I don't know, that you don't know. And you don't want to really spoil it by looking at the translation. Maybe you can, it's up to you. But let's go mouse over. Oh, nightmare.
Incubo.
Now this one is a noun. I'm going to save it with green. That was just my random decision. You do whatever you want, right? So now incubo has been saved. But now I also want to save the entire sentence, because let's assume that this one is an expression. It's a saying that you think, I want to remember this one. I want to be able to recognize when other Italians say whatever Manu has just said. So I'll save this as an entire sentence. So now here in my saved section, I can go to phrases, and I have the entire phrase saved there for me. You can delete them, you can do whatever you want. Now let's look at what that level of vocabulary is useful for. What this extension is doing is analyzing the entire video, every word for which we have a subtitle, obviously. That's why you gotta use Italy Made Easy. So it's telling you that you have not saved 459 words, obviously. You saved 3 that you tagged green, 1 that you tagged yellow, and so on. But now look at this here that took me a while to understand what it was. Level 1, these are all the words that Manu, I say, in this video, that are considered by this extension to be level 1. Things that probably if you've been studying Italian for a little bit, you should know anche, quando, molto, ancora, grazie, ragazzo, amico. Actually, I think it's right. You should know these ones. Finire, giorno, and so on. Let's say that you're looking at this list and you don't know sicuro. If you mouse over, it will tell you what it means. safe, sure, certain. And if you think you should save it, you can save it. So I clicked on sicuro. It's an adjective. You could go blue for adjectives. You decide. Again, I'm going to randomly pick another color. So I'll save. Now I've saved sicuro as a blue. So I can go here, blue words, sicuro. There it is. Let's go back here. Why is this useful? Now we said in the settings that our level was level 2. So again, the extension has identified every word that I say in this video that they consider to be level 2. But here's where it's interesting. Level 3, it's in theory above your level because you said you were level 2. Now, if you follow my instruction, I asked you to set your level lower because I think it just helps a little bit more the way it suggests words. It points out, oh, you should maybe learn this word because this word is from a level higher than level 2, so maybe you should learn it. And maybe you already know it, but the fact that it thinks that you should learn it, it highlights it, and so you might pay attention to it. So I'm going to look now at the words that I say in this video that are considered a little above your level. Well, pessimo, that's one that you might not know. Terrible.
Pessimo.
Let's hear the sentence where I say it in the video.
Scusate, la grafica è pessima oggi.
Now, it's not even the segment that we're watching right now. That's how cool this extension is. It's taking the audio from sometime in the future, or maybe in the past, in the video, I don't know, and it's showing you the word that you are learning in the context. And you can still mouse over and understand the entire sentence. So, grafica, oh, it's translating the whole thing actually. Sorry, the graphics are bad today. Good enough. So, as we're doing this, you can go over the words that are considered level 4, which is, even more ahead of where you are now. Maybe it's not true. It's kind of a guessing kind of game, but maybe you don't know svolgere. Svolgere is a word that you may not know at your level.
Svolgere.
Carry out, play, perform. Let's hear it in context. Oh, look how many times I used it. I actually, every time I make a video in Italian, I try to use the same words as often as I can, just to bombard your brain with the new word so it becomes relevant to you. And then you can go all over to, the words that, according to this extension, are words that are level 8, you're not going to know them, but maybe these are the ones that you want to learn. Vabbè.
Vabbè.
Look at that, it's actually even right. It's whatever. It's a good translation. I didn't do that. I don't think it just happened to be correct. Anyway, I would love for you to start exploring this extension or any other similar extension. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, you can use the same extension, Language Reactor, for Netflix. And so as long as you have a paid account for Netflix, you can find content that it's either an Italian production and do the same thing, have the video stop at every subtitle, allow you to mouse over a word and see what it means, or have the translation available but hidden and only show if you are totally unsure. Then you can put your mouse there and see the translation. You can create your database of words. You can do that from Netflix. I guess with Netflix, you could even do it with content that's not originally Italian, but it's maybe being dubbed in Italian. Like a series that you like or a movie that you've watched. The problem with Netflix or any other channel that is not necessarily Italy Made Easy is that many times the subtitles are computer generated, which means they're not accurate, or in the case of subtitles, they don't match the audio, and we know that. We've experienced that frustration that the subtitles don't match what the people are saying. But anyway, have fun with this. I hope this quick tutorial helps you take your Italian to the next level. We're always here for you. Let us know if you have any questions about this extension or anything else. And that's all. And now you can watch this video. You totally should. Guarda questo video. Guardalo. È perfetto per te, è bellissimo.